That was half a day. It was not equal to enough to make the pop. See something. Navigate in for the Huntan money, Mangge'hilo, Maga'låhen Hurao, Diha, for 2 seasons stocks. For 2 seasons. In postpone, in Agosto na Huntan Diha classified as in a Diha. In a mutual ST, Huntan para Agosto 2025, y Methodist Diha classified Agosto 2025, y public notices portal. In second, mutual tackle EMS DRDC also Diha Agosto. Pinatuma Huntan and records and live stream even Mommy YouTube channel, Maga'låhen Hurao.
Okay, studi terusnya di Maga'låhen Hurao di Gaya Poko. Sini saya nak shopping lagi, sini saya nak makan. Saya nak belajar bohong, sini saya nak wilayah. Untuk sini saya nak airi, sini saya nak apa? Mesti tahu di sekolah, sini saya uniform dan si orang untuk setiap orang ada.
Since it was Marcy, my brother report, could you report things to Victoria? Esta una cosa di minutos che mi manca di WhatsApp. So what I question for the minutos? So homework motion para the prueba. The motion to approve last meeting's minutes.
Well, we have a meeting.
As para o meeting. Marcy. So what para na discuting? Anything to discuss? Then your thought was the voter para to accept that. Want to be an answer my preference in I'm sure. Those it was Marcy. Started to use to monitor perception of character as in I'm sure putting up with an image. Marcy. Putting report interest value, that will not get.
SB quality statement of activities, fourth quarter as of August 2025. Total revenue, 140,532 and 79 cents. Total expenses, 131,416 and 13 cents. Change in net assets was a positive 9,116 and 66 cents. And the net assets at the end of the period, 181,624,047 cents. And on another note, I think we announced today that I read in the paper that all the charter budgets got approved at the same. Yeah. So no change in the funding. So now I think it's just up to the government to fund it. Okay.
Yes. Pues sama Papa pada di reporting principal.
Para si minute na buwan ko ang shentu si Tenay shentu si Tenay Kumahat di siwasan mo esta amalizan mo na lahat esta monso may wallet esta no esta 21 people siwasan mo na lahat sa GSI isiba dan kadot si gimano low ina dana class tinira ang national parade class was si sana mabulay dan what tinawag to isipar sa inai mga nagdahil sa sana kinis maybe able to my class is 6 was her problem mamalikat both we need to evidence sana mabulay ni Maga'låhen sa Maga'låhen Hurao Magasa ni Agosto ni Pangasiwa in the mountains. Basta rin isang election dan yung Mangge'hilo pues ipigsa para ipapat linya bagong punya sa sana lahas inanya lahas gitu tuh yang siguro sa maanya gue siguro sabro sa tujuh ribunes pues sana ini tomorrow ja Pablo malu pro ila sa proli kusinya anaknya ja go nago gue go malu tuh tomorrow dan nilainya bukan pun sabi go tujuh ribunes sa masuk suwi ja kalau na tumusin na fitness to sin pagka sina ilunis lo unong baseline na tulis tan tulo ko lugar ako ni meron na situation dos ni mga gusto or stress ko na ako sila pinasa to STD one na gamit ako ifinana Basta sana ini mana negara kami di Pakat di habis oficina ko pues hasil di oficina ko dan habis oficina buat sana keselnya saya namanya sudah dan memasak hafal nama sedikit besar jadi no estia kalau nak menaiki esti lo ini mana negara kita sedang hafal nanti dokumen itu malu kelas sebuah we want to separate in the bag and want to do what we have system to possible we want to run in the and then separate to my possible to we have the estimate square footage pues visita the drama Brasilia Institute to be the Baba, the Matsori policy, was ending the Baba, something Tada Sagan itself, then Tada Sagan material resources minister. As you know, what the right problem has so Miss Paul, my cat wasn't to my local study in my business. Diha, or do to my social account, so then I'm going pues alguien trabaja necessary second management. I didn't necessarily connect that we do not have resources. So, to see that all these are being able to work very well as in the national necessities we had a get from so election. As I mean, the values that the person were at simply taught that the life and the baseline and taught that the life and resources. Una tutti di hafal aku na foto lo matter. Packet as in a situation. As well did answer whenever I necessitates in yes justice that you see that the music got told back to I got heights or to be we see them said kicking on the black to go to see anything. Bago taza sa ganyan, los na maintenance, taza lugar niya music craft and break, taza gusto nga bisa atin ni papalaman, yung po sa polo seasons at the masses and kaya hindi, so fun, hindi sila hindi na
Could we explore dispense of English, but can we explore the storage containers for that to be like the lounge? If we get the smallest square footage and put it right in front of the officina in that corner there, you know? Because cars turn in, but there's a square footage there
Okay.
that could be just one,
Different con,
10 by 10, like, just enough for a table and an entry.
single minute.
Yeah, just a little, I don't know, but just a thought, if an aircon spot that can move, that you take obviously, right?
Yeah.
Because with time, that storage container moves with us forever and it becomes whatever, right?
Then we go to the hospital, para Pabu, and so I need my extra more, I need to be able to pass, right? Is that, can you be about that? I said, those of the and said that it's an organizer, my mom takes up like the parking lot, whereas, public health, demolish it out, owners and doors, demolish for the common room, and why, percent and lock it. Whereas, para Pabu, we have a lot of influence. Sehingga yang cuma simple financial income. Di sini yang aku pensar ini macam inseminasi saya buat Maga'låhen Hurao saya di Maga'låhen Hurao mana bersedia semuanya di Maga'låhen saya pembangunan di mana itu sekolah kan semuanya kan jadi segi mana financial income.
Is the, all is facing the auditorium, is it at a temple, like rent at a temple, or is it all inclusive?
I got to do it, something like that, and it's a very low, in your plan and we will that, to know how to see, you need a master trainer, and so to go last day. I don't do that, in half a dozen and we need to know reason, in auditorium, in the total, in half a body storage, disinfecting is in a hotel room, in an eye disinfecting, that in any tar that in any particular life, not very senior and that to not that one, yes, for a while.
10% the initiative. As you don't take some things, you don't have grab the phone, we need that. Can we?
Can we build? No. Can we build?
Mas tadi kita India, those just orders menasan, lo Dubai dia juga terasa bagi kita, sehingga charge lebih ikan.
Just like a time. Could build it in a weekend. Drywall.
Are we just negotiating for the
Okay.
space?
Dan juga probably Plaza Super Huntan. In January, the operation, kada waktu pada mendikit on big size and on kuli, lo investasi sana do sendiri lah, jadi kita start Super Huntan, kemudian Thai para probably Plaza Super Huntan. The campus media maupun campus sesuatu sehingga benar-benar harus diasah untuk apa single safety sehingga benar-benar lo sehingga sesuatu mana bola sekarang. Terus kita sudah sampai si sana anu malam empat dia kan
It could be a silent helper.
Terus
Just
sana
rapidly.
kita majunya sana pelayan pelayan di kelas pelayan sekolah malam my girlfriend just wants to send a pelayan to school. Sila ben kuli as di boleh selapi na kuli Tina pun tahu itu mana semua orang malai mulai mulai so we go to something more wide.
I agree. Then
Then see actually
That's the lyric.
Suasana.
Kuliah.
Okay, situ masih kan ada.
Residuos masih. Mana apa pada di 2006 untuk pergi FY26 budget.
This one time, go. Sampai ini nur bina,
Oh, this time I'm sure.
again. Since the other nine I have today. But sige, inuulo lang yan sa na hindi chances sa ipakyo. But siyempre, may Mangge'hilo, sige, i-gata ini nakalang sa labi, revenue. Kasi that's projected para FY 2016. Okay? That's it, to leave. Basi personnel, tagi, yung separately, since I think we push into is the goal, right? 75% in KK USA, but in Hagra Ezu, basi tatinan para operations. But then in one act, and working on buying act, but act and working he break down that as being new personnel. The country will be telling the macros na add humidity in KK hot salinity apas di Malaysia. Kasi kita siya nag-work no? Siya sa apasia siya humidity. Mas kada sabihin humidity in KK hot sal kasi siya pareho, pupus pa masaya pareho dan no? Kasi para kasi siya sa work mas add humidity in KK chowiyesu. Mas siya sabihin in humidity months para manifest side. Zada non action dia gapa in KK acted Tuesday para noise ya loki insurance in halong dia sinasabi. Kasi muna mas kilo di personnel pas in Maga'låhen Hurao in insurance ya. Pas tadi apa lo sige apa in katu pada Zoom. Zasa pun na macros na sakin dan si waktu. Nah, as sinasakin bensin lagi. Zangin sa na oras. Sabi nila look right we numero 16 dan 18 pupola guli nota defer para operasyon. Right, that as a TN go long kay operation because when this na talaga sa operasyon para sa koniya sa sinasabi. Sigwa dan di na mo na tayo
Senior juga.
in Sipia dan yung wala na siya siya yung nagdurasi sa namoray uno para sigwa sa namoray para monot pasado na ang kaluha unubi dan isang dapat we see in checking siya i-watch na akakudan na nasa lumazak mababa as na posisyon. Low part-time is kasi sa specifically breakdown din yung mga mo kapag wala na dito sa mga. Ko ba posisyon ko di what's that person? Pues lo cada saken malago di unifi cada saken para el magnificar la silla como hace y visualnya así body saturated body para itu okay pues en mana para isang tadi para operations Similarly, weekly, di papa the annual budget, di papa nilainya siya system sa fortune accidentally, the appropriation in the government na banda. Okay, the Gapa is supplemental needed. Upolo Haguna necessita elusia. Lo singa tali ko baha sa pinita. Mama sila sa pagpapar si dito. I mean, nung yan dito sila mauka. Pasal ini na dinegay pili para building piece. Dahil follow bihi, dasam pili na hinaksa pulo berarti naman para this size mid gimes that is hapa in senior talay para sa first season pero malaki mas kami. No, sa bago papa si consume, right? So this is double years para tadi maka yung kusingnya malaki mas kami. So we just see that's not what we're paying now, though we want to budget for it so that we can negotiate. Yeah, this is all projected. But I was in utilities and total profit, right? But you see, right, the bulk of the operations is just in the facility. Namaisa, it's already to kind of trash and unit is all there, right? Anyways, we sent back some period na were 50 mil, yun yung allocation tinapon. And on the supplemental side, 50 mil talo. So that number right there, you Shen 2 sites, Shen 2 plus that's kind of our, we need to raise this money. To, para Bettina see. Yeah, lo baja paano was that? Kind of have to be an efficient, but that's the case. And I definitely am. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, I mean, again, we're just for, para to make this work. But actually, the numeracia, okay. But actually, the second in ST. Kasi i-paano mo, dahil yung accent, i-muluto sa kapa, i-shantu, kasi mapasasya na, SCD, exception na din SC na sa the current fiscal year. Okay, pues sabi, waka pang yung para sa tampi, o yung pagkalo, isita sa kapag working session mo sa kapag so SC. So, para informasyon na. Yes.
Marami sa kulit kung nandiyan na yung chikong buha i-pantapan na ito na enjoy para chakan na Walmart Maga'låhen Hurao. Sa kasino klase, misita negative kasi kurang sa Hurao. It was a teacher training program. Maybe the coding column, the top passing, instead of them are doors, didn't and it was in Kenny financing group was size. Is that my idea? In training, webinars led to in-house certification. Your total plan election, the what to, the material development, the authenticating, the photography, total represented Malago, how nations you will not put for tomorrow registration educator. Sinabi ko now, the webinars to get to, okay, pwede pa namin para webinars, no? One mess can do, and they're just core areas that need to be training in to just be in the classroom. Doesn't matter if you have a degree or what. Sinabi phenomenal, the sinabi po how many webinars slow having in a compulsory stipend for no still so what you want to kung gagawin mini basta usay class para lang, no? Degree din pananagaw ko ganyan na lesson plan. Sino ang solving? Because hana was an application class. O hana was a plan to an active standard. So it's a lab and a training, and it works so well. We need to Pois gimnasa educativa guiado e uma pele santada com tudo que se já unity guiado no uma, right? Pois se não pode se essa. Wale nadanya nasita ko fahmana sekolah ni mesti mah kadang dosa keboti ini aja. Lo pensinya tak usah kalau selesai. Pada aja pertama itu kalau jab mula खाना पर watch so semakin it's so hard to get anybody in to stay if it's just volunteer or streaming, but they need to make a living. So the way to do it is to pay them a stipend, make them stay, and then we use the school for the lab. They're just like employees, but they're on the job training. And then we train them in these 9 areas. In-house certification, we certify as a board that this is, solid, and then they can teach. Cinema phenomenon. But tadi universidade ni colegas and credit eu pago na hora, mas sabe todo. Essa mas fix. Sina tenaga com Maga'låhen Hurao anos de universidade. Mas para pago, bahasa estudante que tomar studies, ni se application na finança, dos anos de tenaga, 3 anos de tenaga. Esse ano something in quantitative class, kasi 2 or 3 na class, 1 or 2 or 3 na class. Put kampu, dan put tinahong exam. Because now may program kuzun na sige assessing the performance sa lapit, da usa ka eto ng kampu. Dan tutulong may buhay to be atina Maga'låhen ka sa sanalo, sa sana na Mangge'hilo sa siya ka usa eto ng performance sa lapit o 2 months may eto na nila ipagman na pagdulog in high school sa Manilagong fast as we the coaches of the necesita mana negado na class. The necesita una lima sa i 12 sa 3 lima. Ocho na pixel, ocho na mana na guide pa right. Whereas the ocho na sa kanal, sa 2 na dulo Huntan. Jadi kuni diba? Kemudian Aku sadar jadi dapat titimas. Mas necessário para a volta de titimas também agradeci, sehingga titimas ini terutama yang titimas. Jadi não foram ujung sekolah ni baik dan boleh. Saya yang mampu, mana boleh tidak, ha?
Now that Indian movement says Sina
Masa
Amo.
Mungkin. Lo ini aja yang mampu.
Sina Ado.
Mungkin.
Sina Ado.
Okay. This is Marcy. As I talk about something para feedback and kita bisa. Di komputer.
First put the budget para FY26 para something escola 25-26 buat question for the student budget. Commission para approve. Provide a motion to approve this budget. As a senior man that I see in Provide para discutir, we can discuss. Zangin thought that was the goal para contributing to my brother as in a permanent salary para FY26 dan asalkan sesuatu 25-26 postingan sama unggahan kepada pemontra kata pemontra sidos masih pas nak saya tidak budget dari FY26 sidos masih I'm sorry Itumo na go market. Pasi waktu kuli tulakan dan pada itu turun in MH, which is the MH management style alignment. As the integrity resolution di macros na semana, that one went up the email last week. Since Ms. Maasi for this week and support the other. Was apa kali campus readiness, SSC saya community sama lagi beberapa. No, esta Maga'låhen even as in This was Maasi for everyone to help get everything ready. And now that's all we public health sanitary inspection October. SSC San Community na sana companies see that. That's all we but last then occupancy before going to then that then saga bebas storage is that bulan itu ada I use dispenser
Then you see somewhere the campus below this, even the job is the awkward scene.
Okay.
Somebody sees that I'm going to see.
We will make a plan.
Somebody sees that I'm going to see. The landlord, but
We've been through worse, guys, we've been through worse.
so.
Yeah, that's all.
Pues y sa escuela en calendario y sa escuela en 25, 26 calendario y
Pero pues, oh,
That's when I said all the time to the second calendario and we're ready pass orientation. All the kids are in session already. It's been a whirlwind of the first couple of days. I've been staying all morning until afternoon or evening, and I have to give it to all the staff here because man, they don't have a break. Right? So Sisus Masi, please give our thanks to all the people that kung baka question ko na si calendar.
Yeah, nanti mampus. So, thinking what happened.
Anything babahan pues sa mga kapatid sports affiliation for Maga'låhen. We have dua muna kabawa sa Friday, Huntan, pinanapin. Sports affiliation policies.
Second, then with sports.
Isi para mana nagkakasya. So we have two boys. So I have also lobby na
Kung yan ba ako ng This is a big this is a difference in Mamante. So, Mamante had a assignment for a model, though I said, go by that program. Pago have a person.
Pues tapaisin na tuba.
Okay.
Why did the soccer coach of SIFA has requested to meet with the principal of Hurao since we're going to affiliate with them, so we can discuss how to become members in the IOPG group or organization. So there are already two boys already playing with SIFA on sixth graders, incoming sixth graders. So we just need to kind of work out and iron out the details. It's been a whirlwind of discovering how to become an affiliate school. Seems like no one knows what to do, but we made it happen. So,
Wait, in the past, as far as DOE, right, or interscholastic sports, in the past, what they did is, as far as I know, is that when they have a kid at a school that didn't have a team, all he had to do was get the proper permission, and he had the choice of team that could accept him. So now it has to be affiliate.
so they're basically affiliates.
So but as an affiliate, are you saying, no, we're gonna be with them exclusive?
No.
Okay.
But I believe that for affiliate, we're exclusive to that.
For that sport.
Okay.
Okay. So like,
So for soccer,
For the year.
Yeah, it's for the year unless you don't have a sport that you want to play, then you can venture off.
so it is exclusive.
For the year.
Yeah.
because I think I was talking,
So in every sport, if we did every sport, if it starts out with soccer, then every sport we have to play with them, unless they don't have it, correct?
But you also have to be a part of either.
That means-
the league.
Okay.
I guess we can,
So the whole idea.
because Joe was the one that was saying that it's by sport.
I want to make sure.
Yeah, so we can,
And
I
then
mean,
time frame.
the meeting tomorrow, we can clarify that.
We have a meeting tomorrow with them.
And if there's any obligations.
That's with
from
the-
your guys on that.
Athletic director.
With the athletic
Yeah.
director,
This is also their soccer.
Yeah.
and he's gonna kind of help guide us on how to become the member of.
So we have multiple kids, and one wants to play SIPA, and one wants to play with Southern High. It cannot happen. We have to commit to one.
That's something we have to find out too, because if SIPA doesn't have enough space
Yeah,
to accommodate all of our kids, then we can't.
Yeah.
We can't not give that child the opportunity to play school. However, if they go through a tryout process and they don't make the tryout, I don't vote that we try to get them in at another. Unfortunately, we have to let that child go through that process too, of
Yeah.
not making it, because it's part of life. You don't make it, you're not gonna switch your school.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, because I believe there's also a waiting period in the organization. If they start, they have to wait 45 days to transfer to another school. And to play
Yeah.
later.
and that's part of the membership, is they have all those policies that we would have to, like, even practice, they have to get so many days in before
Yeah,
they
so-
play.
Right now for soccer, they have to get the same days of practice in, and the first game is on September 2nd. Oh, yeah. Full second.
And they have to get their teacher to sign off before games.
Yeah, so maybe if I may, in that regard, below, we did so that whole piece, because yes, the school affiliation, but that's right, we also want to make sure that we compose certain values, certificates, and both of them a certain standard, which is why we came up with the sports policy. So if you do it, there are requirements that they have to meet in order to, on our side, in order to play so for us to sign off on their, because we also have to send a letter of request to the school. So in order for us to provide that, the student has to meet all the things, and we have also the commitment letter for them. So just covering on both sides. So.
I know that I did not also.
So those are the requirements that we kind of sat together to brainstorm. What are our priorities as a school, and how do we allow, like, so we said, how do we allow the kids the opportunity, that obviously we don't have a team here, but we want them to have an opportunity, but we also don't want that to hinder our curriculum and what we're trying to do with kids here, right? So the way we aligned that was, the participation can't conflict with school hours, obviously, right, or our school commitments. They have to maintain a minimum grade, level to participate in the sports. And then they still have to meet, language fluency goals. So I know one of not our worries, but the concern was, are they gonna practice tomorrow while they're playing these sports, right? And our whole thing was, again, it's not worrisome, because everyone else is speaking English, but it's also a chance for them to use Tomoto with each other outside, and maybe be the influence for their figures. And so that's just something that we have to, which is required in the commitment letter, because in the commitment letter, it does say that, they will be pillars, right, for Hurao when they're out there. And then the last one is, when possible, the coaches can use film tomorrow with the kids. That's something that we want to do.
And this motivated everybody coach, right? Just, yeah, and to get to the and really just get that feedback. Starting to make the world mixing. And that will bring it into just totally team. If that kita hasil, wahana kita semua difference, then if that keep practical, they're not going to feel excluded. It's going to raise their advocacy. No, yeah, sinabi sa board of coach, right? That is the parang said na okay, si senior ha, and it's going to start with coach. So,
So for that timing also for the meeting was again trying to be strategic to let him come and see he needs a mommy at the same time, so he can kind of experience what the kids and what the school.
we have to put them in the from that table, right? And so they can see. So when we asked him, I said, let's do 2:30 so that he can see our computer tomorrow.
But actually, not to be, I mean, in looking out for our kids in the spirit of looking out for our kids, like, about background checks or anything like that, because like, we've conducted whatever with our people.
Yeah.
Like, so it's important that, that alignment goes with some of the other people, because at the end of the day, especially us coming in as the outside kids.
Yeah.
To another school, they could just say, that's not our problem. Or you guys are not our problem. Or not our mission.
So that's
We could be last place at that table.
so that's why a lot of the coaches, or at least with Coach John, he wanted to meet the principal of our school for the boys' sake too.
So just to get those concerns in, right, that's a real thing.
And I only felt comfortable going with Coach John because I know Coach John, he coaches his daughter on the outside youth, so I know of him, I know how his coaching style is, so that's a lot of the things that we have to keep in mind when we're going to send our kids to another school.
Yeah.
I think that's the hard part to do our due diligence when we choose a school to be.
Okay, but at least we need to like, sit there and talk to them, look at
Yeah.
I think us saying it is putting it on the table is so important, because at least it also shows that we're doing that diligence, like you said, that we care, Of course, like you said, the person, it maybe doesn't have to be said, but it does. It does have to be said, needs to,
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a real topic.
That's-
So whoever's leading, I don't know.
This is my question.
I can ruin relationships.
Our kids break down. Yeah, I think.
I just have zero tolerance for any of the things. I don't know how you do that. They should that. Necesitamos que los puedan hacer. The community, everybody's even for our biggest, and just make it straight. Positive basis.
And
Last
especially-
year, we let it get, with some things, and we let things slide, so the first year, but this year, it's gotta be solid, positive success, excellence. We did it 1 year, the bars up here now, I lowered the bar last year, that year we were looking at all, and then to see now, still to be like.
And then all the parents, so why you need to hire everybody to do
I was gonna say that's natural, right? Everything that's gonna, like I was talking, sorry, it's gonna get
Must.
Yeah, must.
It's a good thing,
And we want to strive to be better, right? We want to grow and,
Ninaya na pwede na po kayo din, we were content, and we don't strive anymore. To see, why big sense na it's just, I'm like,
ready. Lunch program.
Or dispenser.
Only
Saya
for
tahu
the,
ada question. Okay.
Middle school.
No elementary school.
No,
Not that one. I think they do like a lead or like a short lead.
Tiger and.
I think that's around, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Jaffrey.
So that's basically a coach. They have to be a certified coach too. You have to go through class. That book got it too.
They have to be certified?
Yeah, I think you have to go through.
Can God do program without certification?
Come on, God was doing everything else.
You might as well go run around the grass.
you're asking them to buy the bus, can you be the bus?
I mean, I think that.
Yeah, you should send them to get the training for that.
Absolutely, the chauffeur's license, definitely.
He's like, whoa. I didn't buy it. Whoa.
Even rescue needs to get a chauffeur's license, all of them.
You know, also have a new, just you know, onto that team. He's our, Tano and Tasi's father.
Oh, yes.
So he was right, and, you know, we brought him in, yeah.
Oh,
Onto that team.
Yeah, that's so, yeah,
Oh,
that was in the parking lot.
He was like, my wife told me I have to dress up too.
Yeah.
So, you know, like,
It wasn't, it was.
so.
So what about the okay.
I was like, you know,
Has he done that with it?
Brandon.
He was at the parking lot going out.
Oh my
I want to go that way. I'll go this way.
And I know that he's gonna come back.
Yes.
I know, you know, I told her that if it's just like, then walk slowly away. Don't, you see them in the 45, but don't, no, I can't go. Stay still, see this, not the game, but forward.
He said, I'm not back to that control.
No, even see, God forget it. I brought the kids up for Sinizunani, and the gate was still open, and I was like,
Okay.
they were like,
They go to them, but they lock it, so all the kids open up and, I'll go and all.
I did it.
No, but the parents know the time, so.
Yeah.
Okay, we know,
but
we know.
But you know,
Hey, you know, I almost got locked in the B-Tap side because I was trying to sneak in this out.
I did.
Don't worry, I did this all the time.
Wait, there.
And then the guy was on. Spencer.
Can you imagine how very cool walking in, I'm locked in. I go in there, that's the Hurao walk you're saying. Going to the tax office, because you're locked in their parking lot.
And you're not even lying.
But the principal, he thought they was sneaking and he brought her.
I didn't.
No, he was my top right now.
like, you know, see what
Yeah,
I'm
she walked in my top right.
If you really know, he's awesome, but
Yeah.
don't really know.
Yeah,
It's a silly name.
We didn't even
I go pensa, você a gente não se abre do todo o sentido de logo
they have the same normal.
I already noticed that some of the people.
I noticed that it picked up.
It's nice, it's nice. It's nice, probably we have here.
Yes.
Oh,
I actually am pleasantly surprised on that side. I wasn't expecting that for that side.
and just
That's
like
incredible.
Around the freshmen.
Maybe freshmen.
Just goes to show the kids are on island are looking for opportunities. They really.
Plus they did,
Our
I mean,
younger ones.
they did a good job at going on to the middle school.
Yeah. They do a good job with their
Yeah. Podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so have we, the people still call me, can you get them in the class?
No, here, I thought that.
So we said,
For our
so
school.
the only in the
Segura quando
that too.
Oh, I have a couple of.
Yeah, that they registered low and we gave them the body training policy, keep on functioning, but, so there's a, like, I think a handful of spots in.
Other than that, Bruno, wall is already closed, so it's just you on it and what's in it.
But now we were gonna change diapers on free. Come on, at least.
How do we get that program?
Oh my goodness.
We're not gonna.
We gotta be certified, daycare
Yeah.
certification.
Yeah.
Well, send Boston.
He's trying to get it, postcard, it's like,
Oh,
trying to send, I'm like, yeah, really, God doesn't want you to do it, God doesn't oh, but I need to go.
oh, and that's a good time away. That's not if he's choosing a career, then he's away, you can't even call him to Azuka.
Even that, that's why, he wanted to budget, he does a lot, he does a lot. So much.
Not just that, not only what they do.
And no complaints.
For me, what's the most go comfort campaign with him, with that position, it's not just what they do, but it's the loyalty and the trustworthiness.
Okay.
So just without a doubt,
Yeah.
with our kids
Yeah.
being here.
Yeah.
That, the staff and the people that are here,
Yeah.
like if I'm here and our kids are out here running around still, it's after hours, this bus escuela, it's not even gonna enter my brain.
Yeah.
At any other campus, they're gonna be right next to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Just sense of like,
And
Chinese
it's
essence.
schools and.
Okay,
Pues, back on track here.
Yeah, later, guys.
Talk about the lunch program, so let's see them, no.
Waha, I think maybe some semana we were all and I think I had to you didn't see that? Low, they did raise that, and it was already put in the budget, they did raise the price for this year's, lunch program. The one thing we did ask was for two, instead of one portion, for one price, we asked how to even indicate, because we didn't want to waste food. And they make a smaller portion at a lower price for the nannies, so we two cut the Lima, get a smaller portion, and the bigger kids get a bigger portion.
I couldn't see, so I asked her to ask, I just couldn't see one raising the price and getting the same and then wasting.
Yeah.
And to even, sa tawagan sa percentage sa many. And pues, imanong, pumungalo kayo ng possibilities at imanong,
Yeah, so
Okay.
imanong.
You take those staples and put it over here.
Yeah, but, so they did approve, we already started the, so we, two portions. And CNMS, if you guys saw it here in the chat, you saw the menu. Low, I'm already working with them to do our own, part of the price freeze was to do a custom menu so that we have someone more, as much as possible, only fun price, so this is like, fun price spaghetti. Low, must, so we're creating the menu and asking them to do the same as it's easy. So,
And part of our meeting was about, it was brought up, or if we happen to be something that VTEX also wants with some more resource, and they'll be more prone to do it if we say just for our campus, everybody's getting mostly beyond, but I have attendance, right? Pareho uso también, and then, Spanish and Spanish.
no, we're not doing Spanish ones, so that's not, see, and brownie.
But, the more that they make it same day, we can, partner and collaborate, right? Maybe.
So we're just waiting on the actual paper service agreement for it, but we've already started ordering with them. And just, was wag, so we didn't have to ask the parents to still need the $2 to just kind of offset liquidity.
It's
But-
525, so you calculate, and we times 525 times 170.
Times 180, so wait.
So you
Is that where this shortfall comes from?
Most of it, I know, if you look at the budget, how much it's a good amount.
So 325 is.
Yeah, what we're paying, 325 and,
2 for.
yeah, 275 for the.
No, $2.
Is it that?
just to,
And they weren't open to taking them
for the
on the
lunch this year.
We're paying 325.
Yeah, and then the parents are paying.
Oh, I was just cutting in, because then any plate we're
Oh.
paying 225.
226.
Or 275. Okay. 75 is a little bit less.
They weren't open to bringing another vendor in the school, so we discussed that.
Again.
So still, I'm just gonna say, I know we wanted to make it really, but I'm still worried that, because they wanna count that as part of the facility use. I'm still worried about the procurement that we get going to three different vendors. Because it's been service and it's a bit too common. I'm still concerned about that, but they didn't give us a choice.
Will that be all?
So,
Yeah.
we have.
It's like they're the only ones that have to.
Not just that, it's a pretty tight budget,
Yeah.
I mean, to find somebody. And technically you did, because you asked capital, right?
Yeah.
And so that's one already.
Yeah.
And, it's a tight budget, so.
And then we're already at the first day of school, we're like, well, the kids need lunch. So,
Yeah. And they did 2 portions,
Yeah.
they were, we got more than enough, ammo there
Yeah.
to justify.
Since it's being audited.
Yeah.
So we're just
Put it in the
waiting.
numbers.
Get, and then they get that agreement on that one. Well, okay, if you guys have, feedback, you can come up with it, because that was one of the things that we also discussed, that we will share the feedback. Because last year we waited till the end of the year to share the feedback, and, so they asked if we can just share feedback, that way they can adjust that.
I have been asked to want to test the food every day. I don't eat this, and I have to eat it. For the sake of our kids, I will not eat it. It's very good, it's fun. I just didn't do it.
It's part-time.
I mean, the kids, they're.
Yeah, it was very tasty, it's been very tasty, but it's good.
We have a house kitchen.
I made the sweet and sour. Yeah. It's, if you see that, I guess, I put the sweet and sour in his setting.
I think the only other thing, and I don't know if it's asking too much, though, for than anything, if they could, because they just made it like regular cutlet, don't put, and those kids have small mouths. But maybe we ask them. Yeah. They're like, I'm too small for my dad, so when you have good, bulas, then eat too much, it's too hard to chew.
That's true, too, though, like, the kids will find
They're so
fried
bad.
chicken, taking the skin off, like, they find
And
some
the
cheap.
sugar of the game, when you go after you, oh, or when you get it, into the open to this, yeah, so you get it, go, it's a. When I got her to Taga, SKE Samsung, sulit yang buat user proses contohnya di sini. Para SKE was my actor. Made me eat her broccoli. I just said I had to eat.
Oh, that's good. Tomorrow, have goodbye, those dollars. You are getting lunch at school. Very good.
So 174, how much are purchasing?
So our Apple, we've only been here 2 days. So we do have a minimum, but the average over the last 2 days has been about, like 45 mini plates, and we've been averaging like between 50 and 60 on the upper plate. So, but the budget, I budgeted at 75% of our enrollment, in case parents were like, I want to switch over to lunch.
And then what's our race look like? I mean, are we throwing away a lot of these?
Papa is picking up.
We're making them divided, so they're small, but, oh no, extra plates you mean after, no, it's pretty neutral.
Actually,
We've been having, today we were a little short and we had to do a fast one, because some kids were like, I need lunch.
Oh, they have 5 days that, today, sure,
Yeah, but they also, CID also does include, which is nice of them, they include like 2 extra plates for just
No, but I don't wanna spend money.
Oh, yeah, no, we order the exact of what, every day we put in an order.
The ticket structure.
Yeah.
And then
Really
there's,
good.
the extra plates, there's so much that comes in. So we just say, hey, personally.
We've also had a parent who asked that, they can't afford the lunch program, so we told them, don't worry about it, just, we'll.
Want to make sure your kid eats.
We made an advertisement, but, we know.
You better read the book.
Yeah, don't watch that kid. That's not what you had to use the company.
Don't worry, I was that kid. Okay, Havana Papa para win accreditation status.
Se necesita de su por semana, so semana, it's more para law, it's just our time. I told them obviously we're gonna get in our second step in the verification. That is well, she's a big
It's 24.
End of August. I'm end of August, Agosto. So, ocho semana, es una semana, no, en school, es ocho semana, tengo.
It's only 2 months. For remote office. Okay, go to the appointment of certifying officer. Maga'låhen Hurao discutir methods of the certifying officer antes de que se tuvo ni Mangge'hilo school year 26. Pues para una seguro una discutoria y responsabilidad. I was reading all the responsibilities of a certifying officer, and I want to make sure that the certifying officer we choose also knows their responsibility instead of just, hey, you're a certifying officer, be that.
No, as you license it, we look at the audit, the audit was active implemental staff. The OPA as a dedicated, the systematic, in mind, result of Mangge'hilo, the 19.5, FY 20, September, the audit, the purchase on this was disability net 500, the systematic says the same and Maga'låhen Hurao. Whereas problem, will have implemented once and they put it in money contact. But we certifying officers of us seeing Diha. So hanging on those, the problem I got is on who has some visa pro, so it's a must for the days and all things and half of it, half of it. The CDC half was very big for us to do in that.
Though after reading that responsibilities, I believe that it should be either one of you.
That we had to,
Because
that
the
is
state is the one controlling the actual movement of the money.
yeah,
So it shouldn't be her as a certifying officer. It should be either one.
because as a kid was money, everyone must like that. Contractor para visa. So as I walk from the Vietnam, it's like easy. I mean, the
Single certifying officer. It was big, in a super person, was double the key, or to the Maga'låhen for the audit readiness,
Y avanzado, y el juez de la sociedad, was meant to be the invoice given the feedback, right?
trust and group.
And then he said, we. Just no, I'm not being, you guys are supposed to be procurement training, I just popped up, so they can mark my attendance and then, kind of say about it though, so she's getting information. You can only be absent 3 times, so you will get. Yeah, Yeah, so the company licensing of Bore, they gave us the remaining invoices, the ones for the utilities and the maintenance. So what I wanted you guys to look at it and say, is that sufficient or do you still need more documentation before we make it?
So are we metered or are we just?
They're trying to square footage.
So who has more square footage, us or them?
Pretty much.
About the same. Lo,
So who's getting the beer after the bill?
You don't see that? So you get like an invoice, you don't see the whole bill?
yeah.
Oh,
So they still sent us some of the bills, which is why we're like, we're not.
After
We haven't
seeing
stopped
some of those-
paying much to utilities.
after seeing the bills and that we should.
what's in the contract as far as utilities? What's in our lease agreement?
On the original lease,
It says it's
included.
Okay, so then that's it?
However,
Has that been amended?
well, there was a reason as to why it was agreed upon in the beginning to get us approved to open on both parts, and then we're gonna go back and revisit it.
But it didn't.
So we tried to revisit it, and it's not working out because we're not getting the proper documents to support that revisit. So
So,
amend
So they
this,
shouldn't, they can't add request or require.
right,
you know, in
If
the
it's
spirit of
not-
Hurao, trying to make everything work.
Again,
So we're also really trying to offer,
it's
show
like
us the
the
bill,
contract's a
it's
contract.
not one, yeah.
and show us the bill and we'll split it, halfway because we see the bill, you know? But just to go off of a square footage,
Invoice, they could be making money off of water.
So right now, they already know that we pay the whole invoice except for those items, and we put them back in. The board, that the board has in
without an agreement or a service contract or anything.
proper documentation.
Yeah, an amendment to the lease agreement and proper bills for, for reference.
Yeah.
So we're gonna charge $8,919 and 12 cents.
Yes. Yeah.
No.
Not necessarily. Yeah,
But what
Our maybe the water shouldn't be that high.
but it's.
it's significant.
Okay, very low. I wonder what our water bill is there.
Yeah.
Because I think the business water bill is stuck at like.
Okay.
Even maintenance?
Okay.
How often we cut the money?
See, our own dad was out there on Saturday cutting grass. But,
So I've already asked those, their operations to give us a breakdown of like, if you're charging the maintenance, what that be.
It was on the.
this is per month?
Okay.
This is what, sorry, that's a lot. That's too much. That's too much.
Okay.
And that's, I think that's what it is, we cannot control it. So we have asked, and then this, trying to renegotiate the lease for more space and more things, those are things that I didn't see it in this paper. But that we've asked, and we put in a sub-meter or something to just make it more fair, to pay the utilities or.
And so they, it's not right about that.
So there's quite a few things that they have been negotiating back and forth and talking back and forth.
And really, the bottom line, all I've ever asked, and, is that it's fair, it's transparent, whatever we're gonna pay, we'll pay on it, right, problem. But we need just the documentation, and is it, is it fair?
I feel like.
Justified.
And we're holding on to these for those things just in case.
Yes.
They really need it.
Yes. So what we're waiting is we're waiting, that's why, continue to pay. But we need documents because we've already paid enough for additional documentation.
Yeah.
On our audit, we have to justify that already without the documents. And we paid in good faith. So now, we need the documents before we release, no, they're not gonna release them. We need the documents.
Yeah, if your lease says utilities are included, the auditor, why are you spending, where's this 10,000 going then? If your lease is utilities.
And we did that in good faith, right, and so when we were just CHA board according to beach, we had discussed that, and I made requests, so then we requested that was made here to be able to use a lot of utilities for using the smart adjusting. And so even though we originally said no utilities, we said we wanted to, if we could just put something in this, or we can, pay, and then we went to the square footage. But still, the square footage doesn't justify how much power we're using that, right? So now going into the new negotiation, we're trying to say, what do we do with the sub-meter, which is fair, because we know exactly what we're using.
Or do we reassess the square footage cost? Because we don't know where the square footage is not being paid. 75 cents per square footage.
The bill, 50%.
We don't know where the,
Or I mean,
how
when I
does
was,
it come up?
when I was a branch manager at ITC, I was paying like 10 grand a month on power.
For ITC.
For the IT, no, for the
For
fire
the
department branch
branch.
at ITC building. So, I'm just trying to make the correlation, right?
But lots of technology today, servers, I don't know.
And then those, you guys
But
don't
still,
remember.
They don't have anything off.
And I'm asking in this experience of doing property management, all of this, he's also bringing what you're saying about, comparing what he writes or what he knows, which is truly his area, in that he wants to show us what's, what is here, what is absolutely, So this, is in changes and gets more, but this is what we've been negotiating, the yellows are their responses, and so we just have to make the decision to use our current equipment because we weren't going to wait for the negotiations, right? We've been pushing back so much more. So as a result, we ended up with improvements that we made with that small classroom. We need to maybe fix that and, or, this is the situation is where it is. But we need to think long term because next year we're going to need more space. I think we're tight now, which is,
right now we're just looking at sausage in the time. Next year we're gonna be there for
I mean, we want it to be community, but,
Yeah, so we are still working on that, as far as the audit readiness, so that was one of them, is getting back to the doctor, trying to get all that documentation and stuff. We have, a CPA that's working with San Diego to look through the documents to kind of give us help us say, hey, where's this or that before the audit actually comes. And then in terms of the audit, they've submitted already the draft contract, we're just reviewing the draft contract, and then, we go from there.
they're going to start. The target date is September for the audit.
So, trying to get all that.
And even though on contract, just to, share a little bit, is they'll choose, the auditor will choose what, or EY will choose what areas to test. So there may be some discrepancies in some areas that may not be caught because, they're the only two they can choose. So we still need, it's only to our benefit to make sure that we're squared all the way across. Even, no matter what areas that we test, right? Whether it's a procurement or whether it's on personnel or, whatever the other areas where we're spending. They'll test some and, we'll see. But it's to our benefit to make sure, which is what the in-house CPA, the in-house audit is doing right now, is to see where those areas are at so that he can help us have the clearest audits if we could.
And then, speaking of the procurement tax, I don't honestly, but, so far, the lady, she did remind us, like, I know we know that people are always worried about audit. She's like, but if you welcome, just do what your best, and you welcome the audit, and you use the audit to improve your system. So, that was our first year, we'll do what we can, we'll let the audit happen, and then we'll fix what needs to be fixed.
Better we get it now, 10 years from
Yeah.
now. like some of these other schools.
Okay, that is our advantage, so that. Well, I'm happy. We can sit here and let it take.
Responsibility was pop-up therapy internship during about 2 months. So I had to do about 2 months on 501c3 application. It was already started from possibly from last year when we first started, but I'm asking if anyone can help take the baton and help us finish with that, with applying and actually getting our 501c3.
I believe most of the form is completed, I think there was just a few more documents.
Yeah, there was a few more documents. I think she needed to do a 3-year budget. 3-year budget projection. And the 3-year budget projection, because we only had the budget for 2 years at that time. She did it. And then I think there was something else, so. Just kind of find see if anybody wants to. Did that.
That's our policy.
Cassandra.
So it's a nonprofit status
So
where,
we- 501c3.
people can take it, they donate to us.
But
It
it's
does,
only,
yeah, tax
it's
benefit.
only a means, it's not a CUG center.
Yeah. I mean, eventually that,
Yeah, you are.
but, okay.
That's why we get, you know,
Awesome.
that's why this whole thing is just.
So what I can do is share it on, I can email it to all of us and kind of just go through it and see if anyone has. Yeah. If anyone has.
She's like a turkey.
Anyone wants to just.
Is he giving you the best you have?
What, Christina, do you want to do?
Uno más, para igual.
Oh,
Para igual.
okay.
Oh, no, sí. Well,
Okay. Gini para igual sila wala ko manulog na presidente para sila yung staff around, para na needs to staff break, may kinikinig para pwedeng sinalala na to evaluate the cement was activity for malala ang mga just offer as attention to sila quality and then service. Changing mo kaya program na semua kami na natin para bina semua kami. Jadi okay, as a community.
What was most would be modern Maga'låhen Hurao. Some that so we necessita dulu so we kumite dalu para di future yang akan masih harus saya. So every
And we're not, hindi mo na nagkakita.
Because the goal is to also show them the rest of the Marianas where our people, come from. So we start Saipan in 7th grade is Tinian and
Oh, maybe focus first.
Diba, maluto po. And so, that's something that I need to
I think that it is for,
perform.
Is that the middle name or? Yeah.
no, that's a big thing.
We can work directly with United to get,
I think the short name is,
they
there's not much less.
They do rates.
Yeah.
So in the Marianas and Micronesian Islands, just for Micronesia and Marianas, United will do group rates for groups of 10 or more.
Okay.
So if you have 10 people or more, they have higher rates, yeah. We just work directly with them.
Mandatory parent chaperone.
Mhm.
Okay.
Of course, yeah.
At least one parent and one child.
And open to other friends in school, right? Other grade levels, right? He's at board. I mean, we have to fundraise that, but.
I can send my kid with somebody else.
Absolutely. Somebody's.
Somebody's in charge of it.
Okay. So I just wanted to bring that up that, the Flame Tree Festival is in April. So I kind of want to do it at that time, so it also helps the kids to see around it, and hopefully they can get a moment on stage.
So you don't wanna do the beefier bands? No.
The way to
Yeah.
Monaco, I went last year.
It was really good.
The
The BBT, triple B, Tinian. You know, the Flame Tree Festivals, Golf Valley, Golf Bonito, really, really nice. And we can have an outreach table or something about us.
So we have to sort of pay to be solution. And what, then we do that in the cinema. It's to Saya buat biasa pada mana sebenarnya, kami dah yang kombina, pas kita anak kalau ni, sih dah apa, so sih macam.
We set the bar so high. I believe. It's not for graduation, is that right?
You work for a moment. You work for a moment.
Who gets the tin plan?
Okay, just put that out
Why
there.
not any both and
We started on the meeting. Okay.
Are we gonna have a fundraising committee?
Okay.
Like, ASAP?
Sure.
We could do something for fall.
I was thinking something easy, you know, that how the kindergartners did their the car wash days. That was very quick, easy money, you know, fast.
Or, Diana, Mariana's, or Grupo, if we did something like, Geronimo's daycare tender shepherd did this Magahagas and Maga'låhen. And
The
basically,
court,
like,
royal court.
you raise money,
Yeah.
like, and some kids brought in thousands of dollars. And the winner,
anything.
the winner is the one who brings in, and then we make it a big deal, and, you know, we get solicitations for the prizes and,
Figured nothing.
yeah.
They got 3 kids, oh.
You don't have to, if you want, the Maga'låhen or, you know, Maga'låhen right here.
So we need to start.
But that's a really good.
Would definitely join.
Okay,
Definitely.
definitely. Yeah, because then you go have your own fundraiser, like, I could go have a bar fundraiser for my son to be Maga'låhen, and then I bring it here, you know?
I heard that they actually, it's a very, they have more successful fundraiser for them, but I think it's a good fundraiser for our kids. It's not just about money, but will help with the curriculum is to do it some more to read it on.
Yes.
And having kids go out and read to like the Manamko or, you know, and we fill out some more.
Maybe you tie that to the Maga'låhen, is they raise money for reading. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, that could be how you make your money spend.
That's a article.
Or just do the reading all year.
Yeah.
Start it ASAP now, and you have a log for the whole year and have a winner at the end
And
of the year. And watch kids bring in thousands of dollars just from reading.
we give away snackies and surprises.
Yes. Get donations from carvers and local artists and use that as the prizes.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Low effort. Another one we could do is like how in the States, like they do peanuts, chocolates, cookies, like at the holidays, we could get a couple parents together that do pizzeria, coconut candy. And we could pre-order. We could pre-order from the parents, like have a little pamphlet, you know, for the holidays and stuff.
Okay. Fundraiser committee.
Okay. Fundraiser anxiety.
Okay.
Okay, último y más para la Mangge'hilo around the September y la 24. Next. 24. And just to go back on, and I'm very honest, we switch it to every first Saturday of March. Because,
For now, what, 5 minutes?
I brought that, that was my first order.
It's
It's
always
just
the
the
first
one.
I mean, it's
Okay, next time you do.
it's the only,
It's the first Saturday of March.
so we chose Sunday because we wanted to be the opening of the smaller one, you know?
Well, we
And if
chose
we wait till the-
on the first.
Beginning, yeah.
It would just be
Wait
March
till
7th.
Saturday, yeah. I mean, not so bad, no. Or we
Pacific
do it
Cool,
February 29th,
Yeah.
Because the other thing was like there's a lot of festivals.
yeah, happening.
I mean, actually, it didn't really.
No, it's just the
one-
discovery day.
And that's gonna be the first, that would be on.
That will actually be.
So that's why
Sunday.
we were
Yeah.
thinking like, you know, how do we open? But yeah, I mean, and we're also thinking it's Sunday and then the next day is a holiday.
Mhm.
Not everybody's on.
Right. And also the ones who lose, a lot of
Yeah.
people, you know, once they go to church, I don't know. But I also feel like we have such a strong family tie here, everyone will come. Thanks. Whatever day you tell them that.
Yeah. And this year we're.
Camp out this year, right?
That has to happen. Okay, that on both ways. That also we would the other side is the. 6 minutes. I mean, this is. See those masks of those something?